All right, I hope y'all are having a good week. Uh, we're about to go on fall break, and I know I'm very excited for that. I could use a good break. So, the stage has been set for Jesus' ministry. John has kind of written the backstory, got some of the apostles in here, uh, and now we're moving right into his ministry. And so, this is John 2 1 through 12. If you want to go and read that. So this is the first sign of 7 that Jesus will perform. And again, John uses the word sign instead of miracles as a sign of who Jesus is and that he is the Son of God. And so they're at a wedding in Cana. And this is the third day of the festival. And, today's weddings are, 6 to 8 hours long, maybe, for a long one, with the reception and all that stuff after. Whereas traditional Jewish weddings were 7 days long. And so these were long ceremonies, long festivals, and celebration for the bride and groom as they began their life together. And so on day 3 of the wedding, they run out of wine. And Mary, the mother of Jesus, came and said, "Hey, we're out of wine." And Jesus says, "My time has not yet come. What does this have to do with me?" And Mary says to the servants, "Just do whatever he tells you." And that's kind of interesting to me and kind of funny because I can just see, like when you were a kid, you're like, "Mom, I don't want to do that." And mom's like, telling somebody else, just do whatever he tells you to do. And so I kind of find some humor in that. I think that's a pretty cool little passage and a little phrasing that you can find of the humanity of Jesus along inside of the miracle and the sign that he's about to perform. He's about to turn water into wine. And he has this simple conversation with his mother that is very special. And so I'm going to actually read verse 6 through 11 because this is the actual story. Now there were 6 stone water jars there for the Jewish rites of purification, each holding 20 or 30 gallons. Jesus said to the servants, "Fill the jars with water," and they filled them up to the brim. And he said to them, "Now draw some out and take it to the master of the feast." So they took it when the master of the feast tasted the water, now become wine, and did not know where it came from. The master of the feast called the bridegroom and said to him, "Everyone serves good wine first, and the people have drunk freely, then the poor wine. But you have kept the good wine until now." This is the first of his signs Jesus did at Cana in Galilee, and manifested his glory, and his disciples believed in him. And so, at this time in ancient Israel, clean water was not very common to come across. It was hard to get, and that's why sometimes a lot of wine and stuff is because it can be purified. And whereas that water, they don't have the purification stuff that we have today. And so that was harder to come by. And so it doesn't say where they got this water from, but they could have gone down to the creek because that's the closest water that they have, or gone down to the pond. Maybe they had a well that was clean drinking water. I'm not sure. But whatever that water was, it was now no water. It is purified. It's clean, and it's good to drink. And now, Jesus has him say, "All right, take this to the master of the feast, to the servants," and they doesn't say that it's wine. He doesn't say, "Now take some of this wine out." He said, "Now fill it up with water and take some to the master." And I think that's pretty cool because the servants they're like, "Yep, we're doing this." They're probably thinking, "What is this guy doing? Like, we're about to go give him water. He's about to think this is wine. This is not going to look good on us." And they take it, and he's like, "This is the best stuff I've ever had." And I think that's pretty cool because I think that's what Jesus can do with us. He can take dirty water and he can take it in and purify it to be the best it can be. And he can take us in wherever we're at. Does not matter. Doesn't matter if it's a stagnant water that's been sitting there for, a week and it's got, mosquitoes growing all in it, whatever. And you can take it, purify it, and make it clean again. And so just look for ways that Jesus has made you new. Because we were all once something and that Jesus has transformed us. And I just hope this week sometimes you can just sit still and think of how has Jesus transformed my life, and where can I still go from this? Because he's always constantly working on us. We're always constantly working. And so that's my challenge to you this week. How has Jesus transformed your life? And how can you better yourself? How can you let him work in you even more?